See, I got me an idea, and I'ma put it to work, and I'ma gauge my progress by the sign of the word. Now I ain't yet a success, but yes, the word that I stress, cause by the time you hear the CD, count the steps that I've left. I'm passing all to you rappers,
feel
it's
it
just a matter of time.
coming in the air tonight. Hold on. I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Hold on. Can you feel it coming in the air in the night? Hold on. I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Hold on. Hold on. Boom, 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 right? Yo, listen, I know I messed up a little bit. I said in the night, you know what I mean? And it's supposed to be tonight, right? But hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Bear with me, right? So listen, this is the day that the Lord has made, and I have decided to rejoice and be glad in it. My name is Pablo Rivera, and this is another edition of Make It Happen Monday. So check it out. Listen, today we're going to be talking about living in what it is and what it can be, right? Like too many people be living in what it is, right? And this might sound contradictory or funny when I'm talking about stop living in the past or stop living in the future, right? But the thing is that if you get too caught up in what is, especially if you're a type of person who got goals, dreams, and aspirations and all that stuff, right? You can end up really beating yourself up a little bit. You know what I mean? So this Monday, we're going to find a way to be able to change up our perspective, right? Because that's really all it is. Motivation and inspiration is fleeting. You can sit there and just be like, yeah, I'm motivated today, I'm ready. And then little by little just start dissipating that motivation and inspiration just start dissipating, right? So really, if you can have a paradigm shift, the way that you are viewing something, and you can shift it to be able to see it in a different way, not changing the actual thing, right? Not changing the whatever it is that you're looking at or what it is that you're experiencing, but change how you experience it. Change your perception of the experience. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to do it a whole lot better. So check it out. Living in what is versus living in what it can be, right? So what it is. I'm failing in school or even just a class or two. I ain't got no girl, or my girl broke up with me, and, you know, flip flop that however it's going to be. I ain't got no man, or my husband or my girl or my whatever it is broke up with me. You know what I'm saying? I got injured. And man, if you've been following me at all in the last 3-4 months, you can see that I've been getting injured from my pinky to my rib cage to my hip to my neck, my back, my neck and my back, right? I mean, everything, right? I'm not in the career path that I wanted to be in, or at least I'm not in the job, or maybe you don't even know what that career path is that you're supposed to be, that you want to be in. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe it's even that you sad as anything because you lost a loved one or something like that. You know what I'm saying? None of those things are easy. And I ain't saying that if you living in any one of those things that's not what it is. No, that's why I started off, right, by saying what it is. And all of those things are accurate. What it is. You know what I'm saying? What it is, right? But again, stop living into what it is and start living in what it can be, right? So what am I talking about? What it can be. And I'm going to go in the same exact scenarios that I just said, the what it is to what it can be, right? I can be passing at school, or at least a little bit better. You know what I mean? I can raise my grades a little something. But to tell you the truth, the way I like to look at it is I could be on the honor roll. I could be on the dean's list. I could be magna cum laude. I can be blank, blah, 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 blah. I don't know what it is. All those Greek things and stuff. I think magna cum laude is Greek, so I apologize. I could be 4.0. Let me put it that way, right? I can be so content with myself, right, that I don't need a girl. I don't need a man. I could be so happy with who I am as a person. I could be so sure of what it is that I'm bringing in to this life that I ain't necessarily focused on getting into a relationship, right? Now, I understand that, you know, everybody, we social people, so relationships are usually, and not necessarily the end goal, but a goal within the end. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what it is. But first, I always tell my life, my life. I always my wife. That is a Freudian slip, right? But I always be telling my wife, right, is that I love me first, right? And that allows her to be able to love me. That allows me to be able to love her. She loves her first, right? And that allows me to be able to love her. You can't expect nobody to love you if you don't love yourself. So how you can be as content as you possibly can with yourself, and then you might stumble upon what it is that you consider to be your other half or your best half. But I don't look at it like that either. I say that we are two wholes that complement each other, right? When it comes to injuries, right, I can heal myself either physically due to some sort of physical ailment, like I just told you, not ailment, but injury, right, like my pinky or my neck or my rib or my hip or my whatever it is, right, or due to an emotional sadness or something that you went through that makes you sad, anxious, that makes you feel lonely, alone, whatever it is, or I can better prepare myself to get closer to that career that I wanted, or at least be closer to the chosen path of even discovering what that chosen path is. And again, if you like me, I'm going to be president of the world. Anything that you drop short of that is going to be fantastic. And I've been saying that since I was like 11, 12 years old. If you know me, every time I've ever tried to get into any type of job, I tried to be the best at it. And I didn't necessarily expect to make it to be CEO or president of the United States of that country or of that organization. I say of that country, and I look like that because obviously I'm in the United States, right? But I didn't necessarily say that I need to be the lead of that one, but I was going to be the best of what I was in. You see what I'm saying? Because then that experience allows me to be better positioned in the next experience that I'm in. So everything that I get into, I'm going hard. I'm trying to make it to the top, right? If you see me in competitive sports, I'm trying to be the best at it. You see me at my job, I'm trying to be the best at it. And sometimes I even look at people and they like, oh, he's gunning for my spot. He's trying to be competitive against me. That's not what it is. I see something positive that you bring to the table, and I want that. I don't necessarily want to take it from you, but I want that same positive characteristic, that same positive vibe. I mean, listen, I'm hoping that people pick up on some of the positive vibes that I got and be able to take that. That's what perpetuate positivity is about. You know what I'm saying? Right? But anyway, again, those are all the things of what can be. And it's up to you and your imagination. Realistic imagination, right? Again, people be sitting there and saying, oh, Pablo, you're always so positive all the time. I'm positive that something negative is going to happen. Come on, man. But be real with yourself. So you can sit there and create whatever it is that your realistic imagination can think of. And listen, some people will take it a step farther and say, imagine the unimaginable, right? Imagine those things that are unattainable and then deliver the attainable. And I'm getting there. But again, I got things to work on too, right? So whatever it is that your imagination can imagine, and it ain't that difficult. I can be successful in my career. I can be so content with myself that somebody else is content with me as well. I can pass in school. All these things that I just said. So start thinking in that way, right? And I'm telling you, it is going to happen. It's impossible to try to continue to be better every day and not at least get a little better by the end of the year. I ain't sitting there saying that you're going to reach your goal, but you cannot possibly try every day your hardest to be better than you were yesterday and 3 years down the line be worse off. I'm not saying that bad things might not happen to you. I'm not sitting there saying that you may actually lose your job. But again, it's about here and here. I always tell people that it's about here and here. You fall in love with the process. I'm sitting there and I'm helping out a wrestling team, right? And I always tell the kids, just like I tell myself, so I ain't telling them nothing. I'm not dumbing it down for the kids. I am creating a perspective specific to their environment, but I'm telling them is that it's the process and fall in love with it. You train, you fight, you lose, you learn. You train, you fight, you win, you learn. You train, you fight, you lose, you learn. You train, you fight, you win, you learn. It's the process, and you just got to fall in love with it. You know what I'm saying? So whatever it is that happens to you, right? Whatever it is, if you're doing, I think they're doing 3 2-minute rounds, right? If it's 6 minutes of your life, you can't sit there and change your paradigm, your perspective, your entire thought process trajectory to 6 minutes. And listen, that's the same thing. Take that, right? And then fit it into what it is that you're doing in your life. You can't possibly take those 3 years that you've been doing in preparation to be able to get this job. You can't take those 4 years that you've been putting into college, or those 2 years, or those 6 years, or whatever it is that you're going for. And because of one grade, because of one quarter, because of one semester, maybe even because of 1 year, and be like, oh, I'm just terrible. On the contrary, you end up setting baselines and milestones, and you know where you are so that you know what it is that you got to do, and you know how to move, right? You know how to maneuver. You know how to be able to adjust fire, right? So check it out. Once you make that shift, don't get so hung up on the way that shift was supposed to go. And I just kind of gave you the reason why, right? Once you get in shape, right? Once you stumble upon that someone special, once you get back into the job, or into the job that you wanted on, don't lose focus, right? Fall in love with the process. That journey, don't get so caught up in the way that journey looked in your mind. Oh, well, I was gonna end up falling in love with my high school sweetheart, and I was gonna stay with her forever, and all of a sudden we was gonna get engaged and get married and have 2.5 children with a white picket fence and a dog. Like, it didn't happen that way, right? Listen, if any of y'all know the way me and my wife got together, that is not like the cookie cutter way that people would necessarily put in the storybook. But I'm telling you what, it is the cookie cutter way that it fit into my life, and I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have it any other way, because if it went another way, it wouldn't be what it is today. People ask me all the time, you know what I'm saying? People who know the things that I did back in the day, they're like, yo, Pablo, if you had the opportunity to change any one of them things, to not do any one of those things, to have any one of them things not happen to you, would you go back and change them? And my answer, 10 times out of 10, is no, sir, I would not. I wouldn't change any of them, because when I look at myself in the mirror, I like what I see. Right? No, but in all honesty, right? Inside and outside, I like what I see. I'm proud of me. Am I where I want to be at? For right now, I'm good with it, but I'm never going to be proud of I'm never going to be content, I should say, of where I am, because once I reach that level, I'm already looking for the next level. And in that process that I'm going, again, I'm falling in love with the process. It's a journey, right? And I got here, so I'm happy with that, right? So again, also, and so right, so don't get so focused on how you got there and how it was supposed to be, right? Know that it was something, what it is, right, and what it can be. That's what it is that we going towards, from what you said it was, from what it is to what it can be, right? So also, don't get all hung up on when it happened, right? Did it happen? Did it happen? Yes. And if it didn't happen, know this, that it didn't happen yet. Right? It didn't happen yet. As long as you keep on trying, you will make it happen. That's what this is all about. Watch me make it happen, right? In this thing called life, watch me make it happen. So you don't sit there and be like, oh man, you know, I'll use myself as an example. I'm 46 years old and I'm just a white belt in jiu-jitsu. Nah, I was doing jiu-jitsu and all. I mean, I didn't really do jiu-jitsu too much. I did judo, but I was doing judo when I was in 10th grade. And I got to a certain level and stopped. Am I going to sit there and be like, oh man, you know, I would have had so much more skills if I was doing wrestling before that. But like, I'm not a wrestler. I'm not a black belt. I'm not anywhere near a black belt in any one of them things, right? But I'm still where I'm at, and I'm super happy that I'm 46 years old and I'm back in it. Injuries and all, I'm happy that I'm back in it. You know what I'm saying? Because again, it's the process. And if it's in the cards for me to be able to continue, really my goal and my focus is on my daughter and my kids to be able to get in there and really make it happen. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like a side benefit to all of that, right? But still, I'm not sitting there looking at me being 46 and just really being a white belt. I'm not looking at me being where I'm at in my career and be like, oh man, I wish I could have been farther ahead. Listen, sometimes it's happened a couple times as I've looked back and was like, yo, I thought I was going to retire at this point in my life. Not this age or anything like that, but I'm talking about financial status, marital status, a place where I'm living at, how I'm living, the vehicles that I got, all that stuff. I was like, a few times in my life was like, yo, I made it. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't happy, so I kept on going. And by watching me make it happen in me and my belief in the grace of God, I've been able to continue to keep on going. And that's what I'm saying is don't get caught up in how and the time frame. You just got to keep on going. You right? You need to keep shucking and ducking. You know what I mean? You need to make it happen. And that's the type of thing that I be talking about, right? So why is all those things even going in your mind in the first place? It's because you're comparing yourself, right? I always tell myself and I tell others, don't look in anyone else's wallet unless you're looking to add to it, man. Don't sit there and be looking at what everybody else got. Don't look at somebody else's plate unless you're trying to add to their main course, right? And not from your leftovers, but you're trying to take the main course that was rightfully yours and you're trying to put it in their plate, right? Do not look at somebody else's wallet. Don't look at somebody else's plate unless you're looking to add to it, right? Because comparison is the death. It's the killer of happiness. So don't do it. You know what I'm saying? We perpetuating positivity. We are happy and we're looking to get even happier, more positive, and more successful. You know what I'm saying? Comparison is the death of happiness. People be thinking that success, that great things just suddenly happen to people. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they're an overnight success. I didn't even know where this dude came from. I don't even know where she came from. Just all of a sudden, boom, she's all famous or she's successful or she's paid or he's paid or all of a sudden, I didn't even know. How'd you become a black belt? I didn't even know you were doing jiu-jitsu, right? Things do not suddenly happen. Things suddenly happen because they've been working on them steadily. You feel me? Things don't suddenly happen. They happen because people have been working on them steadily. It happened suddenly because they've been grinding seriously. You see what I'm saying? It suddenly happened because they've been developing themselves secretly. The appearance of sudden success to others is due to secret, serious, and steady effort. Don't get it confused, man, because it's not just a sudden thing. What it might appear to be to other people, it's not that. I'm going to say that one more time because that's a bar, all right? The appearance of sudden success to others is due to secret, serious, and steady effort. You know what I'm saying? So listen, that's all I'm going to give y'all today. You know what I mean? It's been about 16 minutes, so that's it. I want to be nice, more short, sweet, to the point so y'all can listen to this and get on y'all way. So I got to give you one more thing before you go. And that's what my daughter Daisha always be saying, right? Remember what Daisha says. Remember to always be yourself. Just keep becoming a better, let me say that over again. Remember what my daughter Daisha always says. Remember to be yourself. Just keep becoming a better version of yourself. That's my day. My name is Pablo Rivera, and this is another edition of Make It Happen Monday.
Now I ain't yet a success, but yes, the word that I stress. Cause by the time you hear the CD, count the steps that I've left. I'm passing all of you rappers, it's just a matter of time. Pick your jaw up off the floor when you admire my rhymes. A level head on my shoulders when I'm in motion. I'm focused, thoroughly thought of my plans, and the